Hey guys, how's it going? It's that Dead Medic here, and welcome back to Call of Cthulhu. Now, from where we last left off, we just escaped the asylum with poor good old mate Sanders there. Had a little bit of a paranormal accident, and now we've waken ourselves back in the actual mansion itself. Without further ado, let's just jump into it and see what the hell was going on. In case we missed it, here's this crazy cutscene again. Ugh. Just very unsettling.
Who goes there? That nightmare again. I need a drink.
Yes, I too could use a drink. Yeah, Bradley's alive, apparently, so still don't know how the hell that's going on. And ooh, daytime. It's not just creepy and dark.
That is precisely. You're awake,
Already.
Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Very confused.
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
Right.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
Yeah, there's a ghost in the flesh.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
I don't have a I need a professional. Cultism professional. It's an object of a cult. I might be onto a lead. Talk to Bradley. You should be dead. I don't think I need a medical professional to think he was dead. You did see Charles was alive.
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
You were there.
Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death? Do you think he covered up his wife's murder?
That's possible.
It's possible.
Seems hard to swallow. Don't you have anything more concrete, Pierce?
So hold a test of psychology. You and Dr. Colden.
You two know each other pretty well.
It's a tiny island. Everyone knows everyone. Especially since I'm a police officer and Marie's a doctor.
The chemistry is obvious.
I do seem a little bit stupid, don't I? Anyway, let's get back to the business at hand.
Very well. Your memories seem to be failing you.
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
The night we went into the Hawkins Mansion. You don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor, then,
Then what?
the rest is quite blurry. I don't recall how I came back home.
And then?
I went to visit you at the hospital and called on Marie's help to get you released.
And you don't remember the events of the tunnel?
I don't. Let's talk about something else.
Okay, let's talk about something else. Okay, come back. You okay there, Colden? Talk to Colden. Did Fuller find Riverside?
Given the energy he pours into Riverside, I presume it was Fuller's creation.
His father's, to be correct.
Hmm.
He was a surgeon on board the Scylla. He founded the hospital in 1904 with funds from the Hawkins family before he died and his son Thomas Fuller took over.
Right.
Two families inextricably linked.
Most island families are that way. Captain Fitzroy's father was also a seaman aboard the Scylla.
Powerful families dominating everything.
Yes, and as you could tell, Dr. Fuller is like some crazed emperor.
Crazed Emperor
He
is
wouldn't be
something
happy
right.
if he knew we were snooping around.
I know the risks. I don't fear him. Do you wish to know anything else?
Sarah Hawkins was
I found a
committed.
file bearing Sarah Hawkins' name in the Institute's basement.
It makes sense. A powerful family like the Hawkins had the means to hide such a disgrace.
But everyone knows the Fullers have been taking care of the Hawkins for at least a generation. And all were aware of Mrs. Hawkins' fragility.
Perhaps, but no one would allow a psychiatric internment.
From what I read in the file, Fuller used her as a subject of his experiments.
Francis
Great.
Sanders and Sarah Hawkins, subjects of Dr. Fuller. Why those two?
I saw dead
Dr. Fuller
bodies.
seems to be leaving a trail of corpses. Not to mention those strange machines, chains, and tools of all kind.
Yes, I've been telling you that Fuller uses his patients as guinea pigs.
What I saw was more akin to torture than medicine.
Do you even hear what you're saying? Dr. Fuller is highly respected.
Yeah.
It's the truth, Ethan. And I'll prove it to you. I'm listening, Mr. Pierce.
Anything else? No, come back. I might be onto a lead. Talk to Bradley. Can't do the cult. What they had me endure. I might be onto a
I
lead.
met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins. And that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
Well, he called him Shambler, a sort of crisis. It might be a bit
I
crazy.
didn't see what, but something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Murdered,
Francis
but
Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you
potentially.
plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't
Okay.
agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
Let's stay prudent. Better come forward. Oh no. Yeah, I don't really want to say that. You know, Sanders, went a little chicken-legged at the end of it, but let's just.
You're right. Without a plausible explanation for what I saw, let's not jump to conclusions.
Exactly, sound.
That seems wise indeed.
I
Very
mean,
well.
this will affect my destiny.
I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
Try not to.
I'll do my best.
Exactly. Game saved. Talk to Sanders' widow. Alright. Let's go back up this way. See if our old little... I think this is all... Ooh. Oh, just leave. No. Is there any whiskey? Can I get a glass of whiskey? Ooh. Let's have a drink. I need it. Thank you. Alright. Nothing else? All good.
Let us go now and learn the truth about what's happening on this island.
Alright. Let's skedaddle skadoodle. That was a short chapter. Chapter 6, Sanders' Residence. Pierce, Colden, and Bradley decide to team up to solve the Sarah Hawkins case. They have a new trail to follow. Francis Sanders, an art collector and friend of the painter who died right in front of Pierce. The detective goes to his house in order to speak with his widow about the Shambler that the unfortunate man mentioned before he died. And that doesn't look like a creepy house at all.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may.
She's super chill.
However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Ah,
Well.
hi,
Look who's
cat.
here.
Crazy person?
You know each other.
Our paths crossed, briefly. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a
Twinkie
small
dick.
island, detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker.
Alright.
This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me.
Yes. Yeah. Alright. Let's have a seat.
May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings.
Mm-hmm.
Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
Oh no. He died screaming right before my eyes. You must not feel guilty. Oh, so no longer there when it happened. You're taking it quite well. You must not feel guilty.
What happened to your husband is terrible, Mrs. Sanders. But from what I saw, it was inevitable. The man I met yesterday had lost his reason. He suffers no longer, if you would allow me such a platitude.
Of course. Thank you for your kind words. Nobody in that hospital would have deigned to speak them to me. However, it will require more than that to soothe my mind. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute?
Maybe I should have done that.
And right before your eyes.
Maybe I should have done that.
Did you not do anything to help him?
I share your grief, but I had nothing to do with it. Is Fuller... It wasn't me who sent him there. I think... Eloquence. I'm not very good at chatting. I share your grief, but I had nothing to do with it. The true culprit was Fuller.
So ask Fuller. He's the eminent doctor. But I would caution you. You'll find his treatments more terrifying than the illnesses he sets out to cure.
Churl no longer takes the trouble to receive me. He sends his secretary to tell me that I cannot see Francis. Me. His own widow. He must think that I am a terrible wife for having abandoned him in such a way. But I only wanted what was best for him.
Maybe, yeah, sure enough.
I'm not here to condemn you, Mrs. Sanders.
Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Very well. What is Cat doing here? Do you know? How do you know Sarah Hawkins? Did he speak with the Shambler?
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Yeah.
The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
I will do that.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it, I would urge you to make the most of your visit. Because I count on ridding myself of that thing as soon as I can.
Oh, great.
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.